Prison Break shines a lot of light. The tattoos of Michael Scorfield's body reveals the thoughts of Satan. Mind you, there are subliminal messages in this TV series, and Prison Break has a truckload of them. The series wants you to think that it's a way out of the prison, but those of the secret society see beyond tattoos. Yes, it is a roadmap, a path, but a path to the plans of Lucifer. The image points to Satan as victor, and this is what those who are of the elite and their puppets believe. And they are pushing this upon the masses through mysticism and books that's not in the Bible. I know this is a hard pill to swallow, but it is the truth, and the truth will set you free. Welcome to this new Chronicle about Prison Break. Now, if you haven't seen parts 1 through 3, I suggest that you stop this part 4 of Prison Break Chronicles, and go back and find out what I was saying about in those parts about the owl and the all-seeing eye, because by jumping into this, it could become part 4 could be a little confusing. But I want you to have the clear knowledge about these symbolisms that's in Prison Break. And so we looked outside of Prison Break to see if other places and other locations where you see these symbolisms. And we noticed that the artists have them tattooed, or they have them in their movies, in their videos, things in that nature. And so in this part 3, we kind of it led us up to this part 4 of going deeper into the meaning of the symbolism. Once we understand the meaning of the symbolism, we will get a chance to understand why it is in Prison Break and what it have to do with you and your freedom.
Freedom has a price.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump in this. Let's go ahead and have you ever heard of the Bohemian Club? And the Bohemian Club is a rich man's organization that holds of a 2 weeks camp in Northern California every year at the end of July. This strange secretive group, which have received very little press coverage, have a 40-foot owl as its central symbol. Okay, so now you see why Drake and all them have these owls. They are part of the Bohemian Club. Okay. Each year, approximately 1,500 of America's most influential CEOs, government officials, financiers, industrialists, and media moguls gather to hear speeches, network, and share common agendas. Now, they also perform certain rituals before a huge stone owl, complete with robes, fire, and all kind of rituals and sacrifices. What I'm about to expose to you is some paganism, some Satanism, and there's some foolishness too. But people believe in this stuff, man. The Bohemian Groove believe in this. A lot of secret societies believe in this. Matter of fact, the owl is, in history, an owl represents a demon called Lilith. A demon called Lilith who supposedly bit Adam and drunk his blood. The devil want people to believe that Eve was Lilith, which also represents, she's a demon goddess. And a study of this demon goddess of Lilith will reveal the dark secrets behind the owl of the Bohemian Groove. So legend describes Lilith as having a base nature and a taste for biting Adam, drinking his blood. She had refused to submit to Adam's authority. And I'm telling you, this women's movement is all behind this. It is a cult, occultism, people. A lot of things that you do in life, believe me, it has a pagan origin behind it. So legend say that, you know, she flew up into the air only to cast down by God in the desert waste where she took up residence in the air. Lilith is described as either a winged serpent or a screech owl. People, who's the winged serpent? Who did the devil use? A winged serpent. So Lilith or the owl represents Satan. Now that we're on this subject, I just want to touch on something about Lilith and the women's movement. Now, do I disagree of, you know, how women don't have like equal rights pertaining to jobs and things of that nature? Yes, I disagree with that, and I believe that women should have equal rights and pay and things of that nature. But when it comes down to what God said about women being under submission to their husband and all things, that's what God did. God did that because the women is the weaker vessel and the man is to protect his wife, oversee his wife, and it teaches her submission. And also Eve fell. So that was one of her punishments and her offsprings, that she would come under submission to her man and he would protect her from the evil serpent.
Some of them men think they freak this like we do, but no they don't. Make your check come at their neck. Disrespect us, no they won't. Boy, don't even try to touch this. Boy, this beat is crazy. This is how they make me. Houston, Texas, baby. This goes out to all.
So the satanic belief is they believe that Lilith refused to submit to her husband, and she wanted to be superior, and she rebelled, which is not true because it was no Lilith, it was Eve. You see how the devil, you know, tried to erase out of the minds of people the truth. Lilith refused to come under submission to her husband Adam, and she bit him to taste his blood, and she went beyond what God created the woman, or the sentence upon the woman of submitting to her husband. Wives, submit to your husband in all things. The goddess Lilith refused God's words. And who did that? Come on, people. Who did that? You know, who tempted Eve to do what she did? The devil. The devil was the first one that refuted or rebelled against the authority of God. So what the devil is doing in the movement with these women is to rebel against the authority of the husband, to where the woman is running the household. And when that happens, judgment will fall, because women deal with emotions, whether men deal with principle. Now, do I say that a man is superior above his woman? No, of course not. The Bible said that she was made to be his helpmeet. She was brought from his rib. He is not to control her. You know, she is to be, she was brought by from his rib, which means she's to be on his right side, his right hand, you know. But God said it. He said, wives, submit to your husband. And this is a command that God did. But this demon goddess Lilith and those that worship her is behind closed doors, causing the ruin of nations by placing women at the head. This is what happened in Rome. This is how Rome fell. And when that happens, men become feminine and men start submitting to them, losing their masculinity, and they begin to dress and act like women too. And so a nation will fall in that degree. So this modern mythology and belief of Lilith is actually the same movement that we see here today in the women's movement. Lilith has become a symbol to many feminists of the independent woman who refuses to submit to the control of men. While this is certain a aspect of her egregore, there is a strong sexual component to Lilith's nature that must also be recognized. She is more than just an uppity woman. She is the power of lust in female form. And also she is deaf, and this cannot be ignored when working with her magic, according to modern mythology. So now you see why when you walk out the door, you see a woman dressed provocative. They don't even know why they do it. They do it because they have been conditioned under the mythology of Lilith to present themselves not just an uppity woman, but a primary symbol of lust. There you go. So you do the things you do, you don't know why you do it. You just copy it. And I'm not judging these women or degrading these women. I'm only letting you know why you do what you do, because of this pagan mythology of Lilith.